Very special guest next. This man used to grace our stage regularly a couple years ago. He left us, and now he's come back to grace our stage once more again tonight. I want all of you to please give a very warm round of applause and a big welcome to Mr. Alan Stewart!
What a wonderful welcome. I'm Alan, and I'm totally pleased to be back in Asia's greatest comedy show. And you're experiencing that tonight, aren't you? Yes. Okay. I want to take the point that a generation is 25 years. Okay? All right, I'm approaching into my fourth part of a generation. And what I want to do tonight is reflect on some experiences, and I want you to see how they match your experience. Starting with young people in the first generation, the top late teenagers, early 20s. We've all done crazy things, haven't we, at that time of life? For example, just go drinking and drugging all night.
Speak yourself.
I am. Some parents went to an apartment in New York City and at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, "Does Jamie Gong live here?" And somebody yelled out, "Yeah, bring him in." And of course at that age we're totally obsessed with sex, utterly and completely obsessed. Sometimes with the sisters of our friends, sometimes with their mothers. Wow. But basically at that age we're thinking about sex, it's on our minds 10 times an hour. Right. One of the things that I did as a young buck, I spent a lot of time on a farm, about 20k out of town. And when we used to go to the town to buy groceries, on the way back, my friend's father used to have big sheds, big V8s, Fords and sheds. And when we came back to the farm, our foot was flat. We were driving these cars as fast as they would go. It's absolutely astonishing that I'm still here to tell the tale. But basically it's been said, the things that nearly kill us bring us most alive. Now that's the case with what used to be when we were uncontactable. The only kind of contact was a kind of telephone. You might see it in a museum where you actually dial. Today, of course, it's totally changed because it cannot not be contacted. Everybody, particularly the young age, not only has little plugs in their ears and little screens in front of their faces, and they're totally plugged in. There's a sign of that, and the MTR, the local train station, when you're going down an escalator, there's an announcement. Please put your hand on the handrail, and please keep your eyes off your phone. So when you're plugged in like that, how on earth do you manage? I think it's totally weird because you get in a 24-hour news cycle, and it's totally depressing to hear everything that's happening around the world. So somehow you've got to get rid of that. And equally, of course, you go to parties, or perhaps if you go to meet with your friends. You haven't seen them for months, so you're going to have a cup of coffee, and half the time people are texting somebody else while they're meant to be socialized. And the greatest skill, apparently, that does happen is that you can be looking at somebody straight in the eye and texting somebody else at the same time. But what I think is really weird of this particular age is the kind of music. I mean, how on earth can people get turned on by Justin Bieber and Kanye West? Whereas when you get to my sear and mellow age, you recognize things start to thin out and fall out and spread out, wear out. But that's the way it is. And you don't go partying all night, you can't. You reckon a perfect happy hour is a nap. And you still think about sex, obviously, but it's only 10 times a day now. and most of it is pure fantasy. And of course the music that we can remember, this is Elvis. Some of you heard of Elvis Presley? Did you hear the news? There's the rockin' tonight. Or the Stones. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. I mean, this is fantastic music. So when you grow older, there are some advantages. Maybe you sometimes it's older and wiser, sometimes it's just older. But some of the things you do learn, I used to worry about people thought about me. Then I got to a stage, I didn't give a stuff what they thought about me. Now I realize they never thought about me at all. And you learn certain things about relationships. To keep your relationship brimming with love in the loving cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. Okay, just to conclude, we're coming to the end of our lives sometimes, to think of the senility prayer. Please give me the senility to remember all those people I never liked. No, that doesn't sound right. To forget all those people I never liked. The good fortune to run into those that I do, and the eyesight to tell the difference. Now here, listen up. I've got a word of wisdom that nobody on this little planet has ever heard before. So you reckon you can be pioneers. The thought comes to mind that maybe I'm a bit too old to cut the mustard. But you're never too old to lick the jar. I'm Alan. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Aaron, Stewart, let him hear it. Great to see him back on stage. Alan was talking about drinking. Who's drinking tonight? Make some noise. Alcohol. Where are you? That's it? Ty, yeah? Oh, no. You cherish that. You hold that dear. I was in the hospital not so long ago. Wasn't allowed to drink alcohol for 4 months. Yeah. Well, you gotta understand, for me, drinking, I do it because I think it makes my life more meaningful, makes it better. It's like someone choosing to be vegetarian. So you telling me no alcohol for 4 months? That's like telling a vegetarian no vegetables for 4 months. Yeah. You know, so you, after a long, hard day of work, you'd be like, man, I could really use a stalk of broccoli right about now. Or you go to a party, everyone else is eating carrot sticks. This is bullshit. And something happened to me during those 4 months I wasn't expecting. All of my senses started coming back to me. I was able to see things better. Like look in the mirror, wow, I'm old. I was able to hear things better. Man, my voice sounds like shit. I was able to remember things. I used to be happy. And I realized something about myself. I realized that I freaking hated that. So I went back to drinking. Hard. And I hit rock bottom. And I know it was rock bottom because I got cut off by an Irish bartender. No. Yeah. He looked at me and said, I think you might have had an oath. You might want to get some coffee or something. Do you know what it's like being told by an Irish guy you've been drinking too much? That's like an American saying, you're a little overweight. It's like a French guy saying, that was a bit rude. It's like a Scottish guy saying, I've got no fucking idea what you're trying to say. It's like a German saying, I just don't think you have a sense of humor. It's like someone in the Taliban saying, my friend, that was a bit extreme. Folks, we are halfway through. How's everyone doing? Oh, come on, you're doing better than that. Come on, I know you are. Let's get the second half kicked off. This next fellow won the English competition we have in Hong Kong stand-up competition every year. This gentleman won the English competition 3 years ago. I want you to start the second half of the show. Give me some noise. Just make a lot of noise. Let me hear the cheering and applause for Mr. Andrew Chu.
I won the English competition. I can't even speak English. What the hell happened on that night? Did the judges use calculators to calculate the score? I think they just let some Asians do the maths. Yeah, and the Asian people put my score to the power of 10. Yeah, I start to lose some of you guys already. What is power of 10? Are you cheating? Yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, I know, it's Hong Kong. And many people ask me, how did I spend the $20,000 prize money from the competition? And I think I need more real-time dating experience. Yeah. So I spent it on porn. Yeah, $20,000 worth of porn, but I lose interest in all of them in less than 3 minutes. Yeah, now I start to lose some of you again. What, 3 minutes? What? My boyfriend 1 minute. So yeah, it's good to be here because we have lots of different people here. We have a Japanese and Korean, konbanwa, konnichiwa, and that's how you impress the Korean and Japanese girl. Ohayo gozaimasu, and that's how you said good night and have a sleep tight. Yeah, actually that's a good morning, right? Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, you know. You wake up with her and then you, konbanwa, oh, good morning, yeah, it's the same, yeah. So we guys tend to forget, oh, is it still dark already? So yeah, so it's good to be here, and we also have Bulgaria. Wow, Bulgaria, wow. Are you Communist Party? Also, you are a Communist Party. Oh, we have something in common. Yeah, we also have a Communist Party in China, yeah. So we could hang out together, yeah. The big Communist Party game, yeah. Yeah, we dance the Communist Party dance, yeah. That's it. You can't move your legs, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And you know, it's so good to have different kinds of comedian. You know, I could not imagine myself being 70 years old or something. I don't know, are you 70 years old? Is that too old? I mean 50 years old, yeah. 50. I could not imagine when I was 50 years old, I come here and said, this is Gangnam Style. And this is the robot. Hang on, I need some medicine. You know, you have to give applause to these people, you know. See, they are brave, you know. They are just good. If I'm 70 years old, I will be home. That's it. Saying konnichiwa, konbanwa, yeah. Probably watching it online, yeah. And some of you guys are visiting Hong Kong, right? Are you visiting? Have you caught the flu already? Not yet? Okay. You know, do you want to catch some flu as a souvenir back home? Because everyone in Hong Kong has a flu, right? You guys have a flu. I have a flu, yeah. That's why the hospital authority, they announced a few guidelines for the people to fight against the flu. Rule number 1 is to wash your hands thoroughly. Yes, we can do that. Last time I saw another Chinese guy, he washed his hands thoroughly before he picked his nose. And I said, hey, so why are you doing this? And then he said, oh, don't you know your fingers are full of germs and disease? I'm not going in naked. You are so disgusting. And then he walks off. Yeah, so welcome to China. Yeah. Shit happens. Yeah. And rule number 2 is to avoid unnecessary contact with bird droppings and do not blow their bottoms. I mean, I could not see any necessity in contacting those ones unless I was really forced to.